Apart from meeting, doing iPod with President Museveni, do you as Chairman Mao meet President and exchange ideas in politics and so on such?
I have met President Museveni with other people to discuss development in the north. The only time when I discuss politics is under iPod. But I can meet him to discuss, for instance, the implementation of the Juba Peace Agreement. And recently I called him to tell him to play a role mediating between the Tanzanian opposition leader and President Suluhu Hassan. I was happy when I saw President Suluhu Hassan meeting Mr. Tundu Lissu in Belgium. As a national leader, I think it is my duty, rather than shouting on television, in radio stations, and in rallies, if I have an opportunity to talk to any leader, I should talk to them. I started doing that when I was a student. I was 23 years old when I was guild president. We had a big strike in Makerere, and 2 students were shot dead. I decided to pick the phone and call State House. The person who picked the phone was currently the boss of the UNRA. She was then known as Allen Kakuyu. She's now Allen Kajina. I called State House and requested that the president should meet a delegation of Makerere Students Guild. And that's how we solve some of the problems. I believe in dialogue. Those who don't believe in dialogue, that is their approach. Let's see whether they achieve. Everybody should believe in dialogue. Right now we are telling Russia and Ukraine, please talk. Why are we telling them? Because uncontrollable violence should be left to animals. Human beings should have dialogue.
Where did you get this slang, first of all, one man's army?
When I talk about one man army, I meant like I alone had taken on social media goons that are allied to NUP. Of course, I have a very thick skin. These goons had chased every sane person out of social media. So I decided to take them on, and I'm still taking them on. I announced that this battle will take at least 2 years until we sanitize social media. So the one-man army analogy showed that everybody else was scared. I was the only one who had the courage to take them on.
What really went wrong?
There's nothing wrong. I am exercising my freedom of speech, and I think I need to let the NUP members know that they were conned. That's why when I published their certificate of registration, they were shocked because some of them thought NUP started in 2020. But how can a party of 2020 have a certificate of 2019? But the original certificate of Chibalama's party has never been made public. We only have a gazette notice of change of name. And I also released the information that the original constitution of NUP has been tampered with. As a journalist, I challenge you to go and access NUP files. They will not show it to you because NUP is a project.
How did you access the files?
I accessed the file in my own way, which I'm not going to disclose. You know, Uganda is a porous country. There are panya roads. So I accessed the file through a panya road.
Chairman Mao, are you formally and rightly using your Twitter account?
That is my Twitter account. I established it myself, and nobody else has ever typed anything on my Twitter account. I don't have any person who manages my Twitter account. I manage it personally.
Are you well conversant with the language?
As you know, I went to Namilyango College, and I don't think you can challenge a Namilyango student on the use of English. I got a distinction 1 in English literature. I got a distinction 1 in English. I studied writing at Yale University. I'm a columnist for the Monitor, and a panelist on the Frontline, which uses English. unlike barometer, which uses Luganda.
So somebody told me Chairman Mao was entrusted with these documents, but he's releasing them. Isn't that being hypocritical?
No, but these are public documents. These are documents that are filed. It is like if I released the company documents of Uganda Broadcasting Corporation. It is not a secret. They are public documents. I'm not a public organ. I'm not like Electoral Commission. So I am serving the public. Actually, the public is very grateful. So if anybody is interested in secrecy, you should ask them why do they want these documents to be secret. A constitution is a public document. You know, one of the greatest battles in the world was in the Catholic Church because they didn't make the Bible public. Only the priest had the Bible. Then a man called Martin Luther came and said, you know, the Bible should be public. When the Bible became public, the Christians became critical. So by making NUP documents public, I hope NUP members will wake up and stop worshipping a celebrity.
So why now?
Why now? Because this is now the time when we are planning for real change.
What do you mean by real change?
Real change is the transition from President Museveni and the NRM to a new order. That's the real change.
So what was there before?
What was there before has been Ugandans getting excited. So this is no longer about excitement. So I've come out now because I have been provoked. It was never my intention really to engage in this battle. So it is a provocation that has led to this timing. And those who have provoked me, they are there on social media.
Okay. You said you were going to take them on for 2 years?
At least 2 years. Should be more actually.
Chairman Mao, preaching the gospel of hatred and unity, which one is beneficial?
I am the foremost apostle of unity. I ordered the expenditure of over 400 million shillings of DP money to promote unity. Those guys in NUP, we used to invite them to the reunion. They would not even buy a bottle of mineral water, but they would speak more than DP members. We thought we were building unity. So I'm an apostle of unity. I have never preached hatred. Why would I, for instance, talk to Joseph Kony, a man known for ordering mass killings? If I can talk to Kony, why can't I talk to anybody? So it is the NUP social media goons who are preaching hatred. Fortunately, we know a lot about them, and we are making that knowledge public, and that's why their high table is shaking now.
A while ago, you said you're a student of dialogue. Why don't you look for the NUP?
Actually, Twitter, dialogue is going on Twitter. That is actually dialogue. Because they insult me, tell lies about me, I tell the truth about them. The audience is the Ugandans.
That is dialogue.
Dialogue is going on. Unless you are talking about a private dialogue. That one, when they finally get tired of insulting me, we shall have dialogue.
So, I want to understand who is a hypocrite in this nature. When you saw these actions being taken on, you were silent. Doesn't that seem...
I've never been silent. I have been talking privately to all the key actors. I have only spoken now publicly.
Sure.
Why would I be... I'm not known for silence, by the way. By nature, I can never keep quiet. But I don't talk publicly about everything. So I have only gone public to say this is a fake party. They had a delegates conference of only 11 people. In fact, tonight I'm releasing the name of the 11 people. 7 of whom were People Power, 4 were Chibalama and his companies.
Did you get angry when your colleagues from DP crossed to NUP?
I have seen people like Honorable Betty Namboze, who calls herself Madam Teacher. I would call her Madam Susu. She has been claiming that I'm bitter because they left. how can I be bitter? They have gone where their heart has always been. So their bodies and hearts are now united. It is a great occasion when people go where they feel they are happier.
So, Chairman Mao, has anyone in BP, apart from you, the president, has anyone engaged you to stop this?
No, they are not telling me to stop. They are telling me that they want to join. In fact, they are asking for more information. So many people have joined because the cause is right. 2 days ago, 7 members of NUP came to my house. I wasn't at home. But my children told me that these people have come to thank you, that now they can have some fresh air. Because when we talk about NUP, people don't want to listen. The NUP president is renting a corridor to his party at 4 million shillings or maybe more. Now, imagine if I had a house, I would give it to my party. Now, he gives a corridor for NUP to rent. So, these are the things I'm talking about, and Ugandans should know. Have you seen them disputing what I'm saying? They keep on saying Mao is a pumpkin, that Mao is paid by Museveni. That one now has no currency. They can say whatever they want about me. Ugandans are paying attention to the person with Bueno. Because for once, the new people joined the party, they had never read the constitution of the party. Can you imagine?
Maybe just make this clear. Do we have political moles in Uganda?
I want to quote General Mugisha Muntu, who said, the real moles will be known in future. There are those who are accused of being moles. Then there are those who accuse others of being moles. But the real moles will be known. So it is a matter of time.
But you said you don't keep quiet when you hear something.
I said I don't keep quiet, but I don't go public about everything.
When should we expect to harvest the fruits of your struggle?
We are already harvesting. For once, journalists can talk about NUP and they are not insulted. I've actually liberated Twitter and Facebook. And I've given many people the confidence now to criticize that demigod in Kamocha. And finally, people are feeling free. So you are already harvesting the fruits. Ugandans are already harvesting the fruits. I am telling you, I'm getting calls even from NUP MPs who are saying, otutasiza. Everybody was afraid of talking about NUP. So now, let us now talk about Uganda. I just don't want masqueraders claiming that they are coming to liberate Uganda when they don't have the capacity. The failure to implement decisions. That is the biggest challenge we face in IPOD. The failure to implement electoral reforms, that was one big problem. The second problem is the issue of the Public Order Management Act. Under the IPOD summit, we agreed that the government should speed up the enactment of rules under the Public Order Management Act. The Public Order Management Act is a general law, but there are supposed to be rules and regulations. Because we don't have rules under the Public Order Management Act, the police has given itself excessive powers. They act as if they have the power to ban political meetings. The draft regulations are there, but the government has said they first need to meet the National Security Committee or National Security Agency, I think, and it has taken more than 2 years. These are very disappointing to us who believe in dialogue. We believe that when you agree on something, it should be implemented. We also want the Uganda government to fund the IPOD Secretariat, and in principle it was agreed. So that is another decision which needs to be implemented so that we get our independence from the donors also, the way it is in Malawi and Kenya. IPOD has offered technical support to political parties. Technical support means parties are trained on basic organizational management issues. Many people have political parties, but they should know that a political party is a public institution, and therefore it must run as an accountable organization. So that requires that you must have the ability to take decisions in line with your constitution. You must have the ability to manage and resolve conflicts. You must have the ability to be accountable in financial terms. You must have the ability to communicate. So IPOD was able to help political parties have people known as political party capacity strengthening coordinators. These were technical people who were paid for, and they were stationed in the headquarters of all the political parties. IPOD paid for accountants in all the political parties so that parties can have good bookkeeping and accounting practices. IPOD organized the trainings I've talked about. Now, through the meetings of the IPOD organs, proposals were made to Parliament on electoral reforms. These were tabled. Unfortunately, the NRM was uncooperative in pushing those electoral reforms. Another achievement of IPOD is that members of political parties have traveled abroad on exchange visits to see how other political parties are organized. Parties both in opposition and in government. These trips have been in Africa and also in North America and Europe. IPOD continues to provide technical support in terms of knowledge. For instance, through our partners, the Netherlands Institute for Multi-Party Democracy, we have been able to develop gender policies. A book was published known as Dancing Backwards in High Heels, basically about the challenges that women face in politics. That's what you would call soft support for policy development. Through IPOD, parties have been supported and facilitated to develop manifestos. IPOD has also supported political parties to hold meetings of their organs. The failure to implement decisions, that is the biggest challenge we face in IPOD. The failure to implement electoral reforms, that was one big problem. The second problem is the issue of the Public Order Management Act. Under the IPOD summit, we agreed that the government should speed up the enactment of rules under the Public Order Management Act. The Public Order Management Act is a general law, but there are supposed to be rules and regulations. Because we don't have rules under the Public Order Management Act, the police has given itself excessive powers. They act as if they have the power to ban political meetings. The draft regulations are there, but the government has said they first need to meet the National Security Committee or National Security Agency, I think, and it has taken more than 2 years. These are very disappointing to us who believe in dialogue. We believe that when you agree on something, it should be implemented. We also want the Uganda government to fund the IPOD Secretariat, and in principle it was agreed. So that is another decision which needs to be implemented so that we get our independence.
I suffered with a baggage called MAO for a while. Democratic Party has suffered with a baggage called MAO. You're very aware that it was very tight for us to go through the last election with MAO on the side. And it was the only thing that the voters were telling us, we would vote you but MAO. We saw members of the Democratic Party moving into other parties like National Unity Platform and others, where they could seek comfort. And all they were saying was, Mao works with Museveni. Some of us were in disbelief, and we continued to trust the powers that may be that actually these people are lying. It has been very evident that these people have been cooperating and they have been working together for a while. Like my brother said, it's disheartening. It's saddening. It's a very unfortunate moment. Some of us are having sleepless nights. Some of us are practically sick. We have failed to do what we are supposed to do in time because we can't imagine what Mao did. None of us was informed of what was going on. I was not informed. So are the members. When we saw this on social media yesterday evening, on Tubahabura's tweet, actually we made calls. Everyone started calling the other. Have you seen? Is it true? We are receiving calls from all over the country and the world as what has happened. We don't even have answers. We tried to call him and he's not picking. We tried to call Gerard Siranda and he's also not picking. He later got back to me today morning at around 11, asking me about what I was asking from him last evening. Yet he knows quite very well what I was asking. These are people that have lost their morals and they don't say anything forward. I mean, going to Iyala is not new. A member of parliament will note, Sebamala Richard, I will remain Democratic Party. We have gone through stronger waves. The waves when the VP was against the party and Noop was on the other side was a very big wave. As we see here, as you see us here, we survived. That was just an eye-opener that DP will stay. But it has come not only to my knowledge, but also the knowledge of the voters, that DP is not Mao and Mao is not DP. And we are not cows that he left us in a kraal and he has gone to do whatever he has done and is coming back to find us in the same place. I personally wish him well wherever he has gone. And I so believe and pray that whatever he feels is patriotic to his leaving DP will be truly patriotic, because we have seen people that have joined the national resistance movement and have failed. We shall not walk with them to hell. It is okay as much as you're a friend to someone, but you can't tell them to escort you to hell. Or even you can't take them blindly. We are not party to this. We shall not be. However sweet it can be a deal. We are an opposition party and we shall remain so. We shall always give alternatives to the legislation and to the policies that this government brings, for as long as our public does not agree with them. And to Tibuayura, opposition will not cease because you've taken Mao. The reasons for which people stand in opposition are very different. People stand for service delivery in education, in health, roads, name it, corruption, embezzlement. These things have not gone, and the opposition will forever be there. You can take Mao, but you won't seize DP. We know our parents, our voters, our brothers, and everyone is out there crying and requesting us, asking for a second answer. What next after Mao? What is next? We are going to elect another president. We are going to. And be it known to Norbert Mao, however hard it is, whether we are going to go through legal processes or anything, we shall invest our all to make sure that we draw a very thick line between the NRM and Democratic Party. Whatever Museveni bought from Mao, or whatever they discussed, was his as a person and his Secretary General. I'm yet to be aware, but I'm told the chairperson was also there of the Democratic Party, as much as it did not appear in the pictures. we are also still establishing the members that went with Mao. As members of parliament, we can't be just shunned and, you just do things without telling us. We go through the hardest time to make this party shine. And this is the last bit of it. I'm urging all the people that left the Democratic Party because of Mao, it is time to come back home.
He's gone.
He's gone. He's gone. And let this not be a problem to our DP whip. He vanished. When we asked him to come for the presser, he vanished here. Yes, he vanished. Until now, he gave us 30 minutes, he's not back.
2 hours.
2 hours. He's not back, and his phones are off. For as long as they are going to make this thing a partisan thing, or a tribal thing, that card will no longer work, Mr. Mao. Nobody hates you. We have stood with you. Even when the times were so bad. Even when everyone left you, we remained in the party. You had the least numbers from the north, and the central region gave you everything that it had, the little that had remained. So let you not play a party card, a tribal card. Democratic Party is for the whole Uganda, and we shall continue to spread the news all over the country. Bye-bye, Mao.
Secretary General of the Democratic Party and the President of Uganda, who doubles as the chairperson of the NRM. We are here. I'm sick. You can see my leg is still not in the proper way it is supposed to be. But because of the Democratic Party, I had to leave sickness aside to come and fight together with my colleagues so that the party, the way it is strengthened and kept alive. One, we want to disassociate ourselves from the contents of that agreement, because up to now we don't know its contents. We hear you newsmen talking about it, the press. We don't know how it was discussed. We don't know how it came to be as it is. We don't know. And as the parliamentary group of the Democratic Party, we disassociate ourselves from it, and we don't want to be party to it. We want to say categorically clear that as the legal advisor of the party, the deputy legal advisor, because I double as the DP legal advisor, that is my boss, we are not informed about that agreement, and we don't know how the two people came to agree to sign that agreement without the inputs of the legal department of the Democratic Party, without the input of the National Executive Committee, without the input of the National Council of the party. It is so disheartening, quite hurting, and annoying. But as the party, our party has gone through a lot of challenges, but it has remained strong. I want to tell you that we shall also overcome this one. One can think that the Democratic Party is finished. It is not finished. Just a few people are finished. They have decided to walk a bad path of going to actually the aggressor, and we are saying have a peaceful marriage while there. We are here to tell the whole nation that we are not satisfied with what took place. We are not satisfied at all. And we are going to pursue a different path of keeping the party and its ideals. History will judge us wrongly, but it will judge Norbert Mao very wrongly of the Democratic Party, because it is the first time that the Democratic Party president has joined a different party. We have been perusing through the Democratic Party constitution, which is there. But when you join another party, you cease to be a member of this party. We have also seen some information from the press that today the president has again appointed Norbert Mao as Minister of Constitutional Affairs. Now, there is no question, we don't have a president anymore as the Democratic Party. So the head is cut off. We are now going to prepare to put a new head. We are going to do surgery and put a new head to the party. And the party will run. This party is not like any other party that one person goes and it dies. If one person goes, the party will remain. And we shall remain here with the party. We have also agreed that we are cutting our monthly contributions as MPs to the party until the National Executive Committee sits to align this problem, empathy that we are going through. We cannot keep on sustaining financially a party with the president who is not there, actually. The president is gone. So we cannot keep on financing such a party. For now, we shall not be contributing until the National Executive Committee sits and finds solutions. This party of ours has gotten different organs, the highest being the Delegates Conference. A matter like this one actually would have gone to the Delegates Conference to discuss because it affects the ground, the structures of the party. But I'm surprised that a man of the caliber of Norbert Mao, a lawyer of a certain standing, did not think of that. When Judas Iscariot decided to sell Jesus, he was paid some coins. But before he died, he could not account for those coins. But the people who remained as the followers of Jesus when Jesus was crucified did not leave what the teachings of Jesus. I want to tell you that Judas Iscariot is now seen. The followers of Jesus, the Democratic Party, will remain following the true ideals of this party. And we are not going to relent. We are not even going to have anything to see at us going back. Lastly, as I have said, that now the party has no president, we are going to use our national organs, starting with the National Executive Committee. We shall find a way legally to convene the National Council. We shall also convene that National Council with the specific particular points to handle, and I'm very sure the National Council will handle, including that day of having an acting president until we go to the Delegates Conference. Honorable Urume has just arrived here. He's from...
First of all, I want to welcome the Fourth Estate and thank you very much for the concern that you have taken and to come in numbers in order to cover this pressure. On our take as members of parliament belonging to the Democratic Party in our parliamentary caucus, together with the national legal advisor of the party. And I believe he has the final nail in the coffin of the deceased. I am not unhappy. I am personally not unhappy. I'm happy. The reason why we have not been what we wanted to be is because our party leader had kept a knee on our neck. We could not breathe. We could not breathe because he kept a knee on our neck. The party was not breathing. Now we are breathing. We are even breathing fire. Our party president is qualified to be a minister for justice, and he has worked his way into the NRM occupation. We wish him well. Yesterday the media was awash with all this news. I couldn't believe it. So I took my phone, I took courage, and I called the party president, Norbert Mao. He picked it, and we had a long telephone conversation, over 45 minutes. He confirmed to me that indeed there had been behind the stage negotiations between him, the Secretary General, and the party national chairman, purportedly endorsed by a management committee, an organ which is not spelled out in our party constitution, to mandate him to negotiate with President Museveni. And the negotiations were triggered by a call from the president which made him excited. And he started drafting memoranda on how he could join the ruling occupation with an endorsement of the party. And we went on and on to have that conversation. And I had to ask him very humbly. He had told me that some other person from the Democratic Party National Executive Committee is also going to be appointed another minister. And he also had the carrot dangling around for members of parliament to get committees of parliament. What is amazing is that the party president, Norbert Mao, thinks that he is going to eat his cake and have it. His school of thought is he is going to be the Minister for Justice and Constitutional Affairs in the NRM government, at the same time carry on as party president. This is a dismal. The National Legal Advisor is here. And he knows well he's going to be Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs. And you know what it means. So, I disagree strongly, in no uncertain terms, that a person can cross from one party to another, gets a ministerial job, and continues to lead the party from within the dictatorship that we are opposing. It can't be. You see, that is where the troubles with him can come from. We are saying we wish Comrade Norbert Mao well. He's going to serve in this government, no doubt about that. I have seen the appointment letter signed by President Museveni, the Chairman General of the Democratic Party. Well, we don't have that nomenclature, but that is what he has been stated to be, the Chairman General of the Democratic Party. I don't know if he's going to eat on our behalf. Well, we don't want him to eat on our behalf. He can eat on his behalf. And let me tell you, you fellow Ugandans, countrymen, we have no quarrel with President Mao becoming minister. He's qualified. But let him have mercy to leave our party intact. Let us pick it from where he has left it. And let us grow our party with its values. The Democratic Party has assisted Mr. Mao to rise where he is now. He even ran for presidential campaigns. He even became chairperson of a district, courtesy of the Democratic Party. And the goodwill of the Democratic Party has made him crisscross this globe, representing the Democratic Party in all international organizations and forums. And it has made him touch cash, sometimes in right ways, sometimes because of positionality. And he should have the mercy to leave it intact. Previously, President Mao was faulted for engaging in tribalistic utterances against Baganda. Whenever he would be challenged, he would tell people that these people don't like me because I'm not a Muganda. They don't like me because I'm an Acholi. Now what is he going to tell people? That they have given him a position in the ruling dictatorship because he's an Acholi or he's not a Muganda? I don't think so. We don't want to go into this tribal atavism. I hope our former party president is mature enough to realize that we are going to wish him well. In any case, we shall go to his office. We always need ministers of justice and constitutional affairs. And I don't see this parliament blocking him. He's qualified. And we are going to continue to have relations with him because in any case, he has been a friend. And let nobody say that we are here so bitter that he has got a position. No, we can't be bitter. We cannot be sadists. We want him to be employed because that is what he has desired. Our problem is with President Museveni. President Museveni has always sought to decapitate opposition parties. He seeks to destabilize them. He seeks that there should not be any opposition to his government. So he always continues to torment opposition parties. And that is where the problem is. We cannot crucify a wrong Jesus. Mao is not the Jesus that should be crucified. The Jesus who is supposed to be crucified is Mr. Museveni, who does not desire any kind of critical analysis, criticism. He doesn't desire any kind of opposition to his notion of being a dictator. He desires yes men and women. He desires that everybody should listen to him, should not oppose him. He's ready to invest a lot of money in destroying the opposition. He's ready to buy everybody off. And the weak-hearted will always be broken. 3 ways of doing things. He's an intelligent man. He has a tongue to persuade. President Museveni persuades. And the era of persuasion took him 10 years to persuade the likes of Dr. Semoge, to persuade Maria Mtagamba, and very many other people. When he saw that certain other people cannot be persuaded, he decided that they should be intimidated. And the intimidation carried with it putting people in prisons. Intimidation carried with it denial of people, including their children, opportunities to study, opportunities on job, and so on. That intimidation carried with it intimidation to kill people, and so on. That is the way he has been doing things over time. And the last bullet in his gun is now bribery. And bribery has been carrying with it money, using money, or positions for jobs. And that is where our party president has been hooked. I sympathize with him because he can never be the same. We don't have the same Mao. He's not going to be the Mao again. We have a new Mao. So for us, we are not going to have insults. The era of the Democratic Party leaders hiring insults of people they disagree with is over. So some of you media people who used to go to the party headquarters knowing that the party president is going to, whom is he going to abuse today? Who is he going to call a watermelon? Who is he going to call a mome? That era is now over. We are now going to have sanity. We are going to have a breather, some breathing space. The knee on our neck is finished. We are going to reorganize ourselves. We are going to have a new party president. We are going to have new structures. We are going to call back our people who had left our party. We are going to call our international partners to come back to the party. We are going to pay our liabilities. We are going to mobilize. We are going to attract candidates. We are going to make DP great again. Thank you very much.